Welcome to Waldorf College. I'm Mark Newcomb, and this is Com 1020, Unit number 1. In this unit, our hope is to look at rule of thirds for composition, take a wonderful voyage through Flickr, an online cloud-based photo sharing site, as well as discover best practices for using lynda.com, and taking a voyage through the social media marketing chapters 1, 2, and 4, dealing mostly with Twitter. But we start this unit with rule of thirds. Rule of thirds is helping us with composition. If we take a frame, the first rule in rule of thirds is to divide the frame into thirds. So it's tic-tac-toe, a horizontal and vertical division of our frame. The second rule then is to place eyes on the upper third. So in a long shot, in a close-up, in a medium, whatever you're shooting, place the eyes on this upper third, and framing's going to begin to work for us. Now perhaps what you're shooting doesn't have eyes. Maybe it's a landscape or an object. And if so, then you need to place the horizon on the upper or lower third. So where the sky meets the earth or the surface, you'll want to place it in the upper or the lower, but never in the center of the frame. Now where these lines intersect, we call points of interest. So you can see there are 4 points of interest. These are the most dynamic parts of a frame. So it's important that we fill 3 of the 4. We want a framing that is asymmetrical, something that creates leading lines and helps the eye know where to focus and where to look. So you can fill any 3 of the 4 points of interest, but we'll never fill all 4. So here's a mugshot. It's of me. It's uncomfortable as it is to look at this. And we're going to be taking a lot of mugshots here for the first assignment in this unit. So get ready. Here we go. I've put mine up here to suffer through it. So my eyes here are on the upper third, my mouth in the lower there, and my hand fills up one of those thirds as well. So I filled 3 of the 4 points of interest and left the 4th point of interest open. It's just kind of a black, nondescript part of the camera. So here it is with the guides removed. Here are the guides placed back. So I filled 3 of the 4 points of interest. You'll need to gather several pictures for Unit 1. We'll need them so that we can upload them into this beautiful site called Flickr. So I put together an assignment for us called the Flickr Shot Sheet. The Flickr Shot Sheet has 4 categories that I'd like for you to collect pictures in. The first one is close-up smiles. So I need you to collect 4 close-up smiles. Now you'll take many more pictures than just 4. When I shoot a ratio of about 1 to 10, maybe 1 to 6 depending on how well I'm doing for the day. But I'll shoot about 6 to 10 pics to find the one picture that I like. So I encourage you to take many more pictures than you need. Now, I understand that I'm asking you to take pictures of yourself, which is impossible, that you're going to have to recruit some help, and hopefully you have a kind friend or a significant other who's willing to participate in this education with you, especially through Unit 1. But these are assets that we're going to gather, and we'll use them all the way through Unit 8. So it's important that we gather them now. These assets are going to help improve and give some depth to our digital footprint. So you need 4 close-up smiles. You'll need 4 working business. My hope is that your business shots show you in the line of work or possibly in the environment of where you hope or aspire to work, or possibly this is where your career already is. For me, that's videography and post-production audio and editing, and a little bit of radio there as well. So I need you as well to do 4 close-up playful. Now playful, my hope is for them to be a little more vulnerable, to show a little bit behind the screen, something that's not so corporate, that they have personality. And for many of you, this may be the easiest thing for you to shoot. But for some, maybe this is a part of something that's difficult, to be vulnerable in front of a camera. The 4th category then is called Camera's Choice. And what I chose for my own was to shoot facilities. We've got beautiful facilities here at Waldorf College, and it's been a large part of my career to be able to dream these up and to gather funding and then to physically get to build and put them together and try to leverage them for our own courses. So that's what I chose for my Camera's Choice. I chose 8 pics that show facilities that I've created here at Waldorf. Now Flickr is a wonderful online photo sharing site. So let's take a look at some of the advantages.
When asked what should be saved in a file, along with family and pets, people often choose photos. If photos mean a lot to you, It's time to learn why keeping them on the web makes sense. This is online photo sharing in plain English. As you know, cameras and photography have changed. What used to appear on paper now appears on computers and phones. No matter the format, we still love our photos, and now they have new powers. But first, let's be practical. These days, a fire may not be your biggest worry. A computer failure can destroy thousands of memories. You can avoid this by keeping your photos backed up on the internet. A number of sites make it inexpensive and easy for you to upload your photos for safekeeping. Now, because photos can be uploaded to a website, all sorts of cool things are possible. To make our point, let's look at the old way. You visit the Grand Canyon and take beautiful photos. You get them developed, and a few days later add them to a photo album that sits on a shelf. Few people see them, and it's a pain to find a specific photo in all those albums. Boo! Now, let's look at the new way, with a popular service I use called Flickr. You visit the Grand Canyon and take beautiful photos with a digital camera. Once you're home, you move the photos onto your computer and then upload them to the Flickr website. You just click Upload, find the photos on your computer, and upload them to the web for safekeeping. Ah, sweet peace of mind. Yay! But it doesn't stop there. You need to make sure that it's easy to find photos in the future. Along with adding titles, you can add keywords or tags that describe the photo. You might use tags like Grand Canyon, Arizona, Park, Scenery, 2007 to describe this photo. Each of these tags becomes a way for you to find photos in the future. Just click a tag and 1,000 photos become a few related ones. Now, once your photos are online and findable, it's time to look at another fun part of online photo sharing, the actual sharing. You can choose to make your photos public or private. It's up to you. Private is like a photo on your wall. Few see it. But public is like taking your photos to a party. They become a representation of you and offer a way to make friends. So, try sharing your online photos with the public. Here's what to expect. Friends and even strangers may leave comments on your photos. You can see which of your photos are most popular, and you may even discover that you're more motivated to take photos because you want to share them with the world. So, photo sharing sites like Flickr do two things really well. One, they keep your photos safe, organized, and findable. And two, they make photo sharing fun by making photos social. At the very least, back up your photos online. But if you're ready for fun, open your photos to the world and start to feel the love. I'm Lee Lefevre, and this has been Online Photo Sharing in plain English.
So the advantages of Flickr, of online photo sharing. The first is, it's safe. It's a way to back up your photos, to store them on a cloud, and if you were to lose your computer or it were to fail, you'd know that you could always find them in the cloud. You're able to organize your photos, to label and group them together. It's searchable. You can use keywords and tags to make these photos things that you can search. Can be a part of your grouping as well. And they're social. You can choose to make your photos public or private and allow people to comment and share your photos with others. That's a part of accessible to me as well, is that I can get them anywhere I'm at. If I'm out presenting or away from my computer and someone needs a photo, I can always send them to Flickr and they can pull it down. So Flickr, what a beautiful online photo sharing site. The assignment for Flickr, here it is. You'll need to gather your Flickr shot sheet. Get all of those pics organized and get them on. Because we're about to load up images into Flickr. That's what we're going to do next. We'll actually open up Flickr. So you'll need your shot sheet first. Then we're going to upload your images to Flickr to its photo stream. Then we're going to organize the Flickr sets so that they match the shot sheet. Are you ready? All right, let's do it. Let's hop onto the computer here, and I'm going to sign into Flickr. That's Flickr without an E. It's got an R. I'm going to sign in here and see how fast the internet's screaming today. That was pretty quick. So here's Flickr with a lot of advertisements, and notice that there's a beautiful pink button down here that says Sign Up Now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign up. Let's give it a click, see where it goes. It takes me to Yahoo Sign In. Yahoo owns Flickr. And you can see I've already got a Yahoo ID here, and they'd love for me to sign in there, but I don't use my Yahoo ID very much. So I've also got a choice of Facebook, or I can use Google, which is Gmail, or I can come down and create a new Yahoo ID if I choose. Now, I use Google for most of the things in Gmail, so I'm going to go and I'm going to click Gmail. That's how I'm going to choose to sign in. For this course in Gmail, I already have a Gmail course called ComGods that I set up. So in it, I'm going to create my password here, or I actually already have one. See if I can type it in. Fat fingers get it right. Let's find out. I'll sign in. And I got it right, and here I am. I'm signing in, and Google's asking me, along with Yahoo, can they have the information that I'm Mark Newcomb in the United States and that I speak English? And sure, I'm okay with that, so I'm going to allow it. I'm not afraid of them having that information. Why not? Let's select Allow here, and it takes me out to logging in for Flickr. That knows my name. I just gave it permission to know that. So here I am, email below there. I have Gmail, so ComGods, and I have a choice now to choose your Flickr screen name. Now this will have to be unique, something no one else has chosen in Flickr. So I'm going to try Digital Core. Type it in here. Surely no one's done Digital Core, and I'll click check, and it'll check and find out if it's available. And it's not. Somebody else already has Digital Core. I can do 2013 or Newcomb 2013. I don't like any of those, so I'm going to try. How about 102? We'll try that. So Digital Core 102, and I'll push check. Hey, success, that one's available. But I still think I want to change that. I'm not sure I'll remember just 102. And it's something I need to remember, so I'm going to go in and I'll put in COM 102, and let's check that. Hopefully it's available. Hey, I got one. So Digital Core COM 102. I now have a choice then to select a birthday, and I'll have to make sure that the birthday makes me at least 18 years old. So I'll do January 21, seems like a beautiful day, and 1963. It's a beautiful year for a Corvette, so I'm going to try that one. We'll put in 1963, and I'll hit continue. So let's give that a try. And let's see, internet, let's go. We can do it. Look at there. There I am. It says in German, hello, Digital Core COM 102. And every time you log into Flickr or reload this page, you'll find it gives you a new language for hello, and it explains it below. And I have a choice here to personalize my profile, to upload my first photos, and to find friends on Flickr. There's a place here called Your Photo Stream, which we're going to use quite a bit later once we get some photos in. And their contacts and explore places. There are all kinds of things to this site. I also, well, yeah, I can go straight to upload photos and videos, but that's not what I'm after right now. What I'd like to do is, here's how we get started. I think that's the best approach. So let's go through, and I'll click on Personalize Your Profile. That seems to make the most sense. I'll give that a click, and it takes me over to Create Your Buddy icon. So I have a choice of that, or to choose your custom Flickr URL. That sounds a little ominous. Or personalize your profile. Well, let's start with number one. Seems to make the most sense. Let's back up, and we'll go to Create Your Buddy icon. I'll give that a click. And it says to create your buddy icon. Down on number one, and it says find an image on my computer. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click, and I've already gathered the photos from my Flickr shot sheet. I put them in a folder here. I'm going to choose. Let's go out and go to the desktop, and here I have a folder called Digital Core. Inside of it, I've already organized all of my pics, because that's what I do on a computer. I've got so much stuff on my computer I wouldn't find it otherwise. So close-up smile, and I'll choose Cam Lens Flip. Now notice that it's under 2 megs, and that'll be important. This pic has to be smaller than 2 megs, otherwise my buddy icon won't work. So I'm going to choose this one. I can say upload, so I'll click upload. Notice here it did say it's smaller than 2 meg. And now I have a cropper that's going to help me go through and choose how much of this shot. So I'm going to crop it a little tighter here. Use my cropper and make sure that my eyes are in the upper third. And I'm going to keep a little bit of nose room open there. I shot against the key here, which is good. And I'll say upload. And that's processing, and computer, you can do it. Yay! So I'm in. I've got a buddy icon. So here's our second, number two then. Choose your custom Flickr URL. Now this is important. It has to be unique, and it's something that cannot be changed later. So you need to choose this wisely. And all it is the address. This will be my Flickr address that I can email or send or put inside of a website. So I'm going to go through and create, let's try Digital Core 102. So I'll give that a preview. It's going to have to be unique. No one else can use this one. So let's give preview and check it out. It works. That's great. I'll use that one, and I'll say lock it in and continue. So I have my Flickr URL. That's the address for all my Flickr stuff from here on out. And it takes me to personalize your profile. Now, Flickr can be a very social site. It's a place where you can give a lot of information if you choose to. I don't choose to. I don't use Flickr to meet other people or to find them. I simply use it as a place to store my digital photos. So I'm just going to set the time zone. But it's probably important that I pick the right time zone, so I'll do Central Time, not Central America. And that's all I'm going to put in here. And I'll push next, because I don't use Flickr to find other people. So now I'm in Latvian for hello, and I'm back to my site. And that's great. I've personalized my profile, and I want to upload my first photos. So I'm going to click on Upload Your First Photos, and it takes me out to the photo uploader. And I have a choice to drag and drop here, or I can choose photos and videos to upload. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to choose photos and videos. I'll click on the big blue button here, and it takes me out to my computer. I'm going to go back to those folders. I'll do close-up smiles, and I'll take, let's try all 4 photos. Let's see if it'll let me take them all at once. I'll gather them and choose. Come on, Flickr. It did it. That's great. It'll let me take 4 at once. So here are the 4 photos that were in my close-up smile. I have a choice here to put a description in as well, so I think I'll do that. I'll click on Add a Description so I can remember what folder these were part of. I'm going to put in Digital Core, Shot Sheet, and Close-Up Smile. If I can smell smile. There we go. Smile. So I'll highlight that and copy it. And I'm just going to paste that on as a description for the other photos I have here. Excellent. That looks like it's going to work. And I think everything's there. Great. So I'm going to upload these 4 videos. So I go up to the blue button here and upload 4 photos. And I simply click Upload. And it says upload 4 videos are going to be public. And yes, I would. I'd like people to be able to see these and to share them. So I'm going to say yes. I'll keep that public, and I'll choose Upload to PhotoStream. So I'll click the big blue button. That should upload my folders. And see how fast the internet. Yeehaw! There it goes. Good old Kentucky term. There we go. So there are my photos in PhotoStream. I've successfully logged in. I have a buddy icon. You can see it up there by my PhotoStream. And I have 4 photos setting inside of Flickr. Great. We've accomplished the first thing. Now what I'd like to do is I need to go in and take these photos, and they need some organization. If I were to upload 20 or 100 photos, having them scattered across my PhotoStream is not the best thing. I'd like to organize them into sets. So you can see that here are my 4. I'd like to take these 4 and basically put them into a folder. So the way that I can get them into a folder is to organize them. So as you go across these tabs across the top, you see that one is called Organize. So let's click on that puppy and find out where it takes us. We'll click on Organize. And when I do, it takes me out to the batch editor. Well, that's almost where I want to be. That's not sets yet. You can see there are the photos in my PhotoStream. But I'd like to put them in sets. I'm not ready to, I could create a new set this way, but let's use the tab Sets. So I click on Sets, and it says Create Your First Set, or drag stuff here to get started. So I'm going to come down here and take these 4 photos. I'll just click Select All. Having selected all, I'll drag them up and into my work area here, and when I do, notice it creates a set. So I don't know, I'll call this Close-Up Smile. Makes sense. That's what the category is. So I'll call this set Close-Up Smile and click Save. And when I do, it starts creating the set for me. So now I have a set with 4 items called Close-Up Smile. So let's go back out to the photo stream and check it out. I'm still in my photo stream, but if I click, you can see over to the right here, I have a thing called Close-Up Smiles. That's pretty cool. Now if I click Sets, check it out, I have a set here. That's wonderful. That's what I wanted to do. If I needed to click to create sets, and there they are. I've got sets inside of Flickr. So once I have the photo stream put together here, here's my photo stream. If inside my sets, I just want to show you some other features that happen inside of a photo stream. So I'm going to go through, and here's my set. I just chose to look at sets, and check it out. Here's my set, and I have all 4 pictures there. I'm going to choose to look at my cam lens. Just by clicking on it, I get to see it. So here's the photo, and notice that there's a plus sign up here that says Lightbox. When you click on Lightbox, it blacks out everything and gives you a better representation. And there's a thing here that says View All Sizes. Well, this is one of the cool features of Flickr. Even though I uploaded one huge pic, it has some preset sizes that it will allow me to download. Square, thumbnails, medium. So think of all the places you might want to use this pic. Sometimes you'll need a huge, holy cow, that's big. And sometimes you'll want one that's small and square. So your buddy icon needed to be small and square. So it says download the square 150. If I highlight on the size and actually tell it and click to download, it will download that to the computer for me. So this is how I get things off of Flickr and back onto my computer. So I'm going to step back again and go back to photo, to my photo stream. Here I am, I'm still inside my set. So I'm going to look at sets and go back to sets. And notice here as well, we have a thing called share via email. There's also Facebook and Twitter here if you chose to share it that way. By clicking on it, it will send this set to whoever I choose to. So I'm going to choose to send it to myself just to see that it works. So I'm putting in marknewcomb@waldorf.edu. That dot does not need to be there, but it won't matter. It'll still work. And I'll put in a simple message. Here's my Flickr. I can spell Flickr set. End. Now about enjoy. And if I send that away, then I will have sent my pics to my email as well. It says, okay, your set has been set. Now there's also a thing here called slideshow, which I'll encourage you to look at on your own and enjoy. There are many more features inside of Flickr if you choose to use it that way. Just a wonderful free, and I love the idea that it's free because that works for me. Now Flickr will allow you to actually pay for the site as well. You get many more downloads, and you get videos that will allow you to put more videos in if you pay for a purchase. But so far, Flickr free has worked perfect for me. So let's step back out once again and look at your assignment for Flickr. Inside of Flickr, you needed to collect the photos from your shot sheet and make sure that you uploaded those images to Flickr's photo stream and that you've organized the Flickr photo stream into sets to match your shot sheet. Now Twitter is inside this unit. What a beautiful, very new, and yet it seems like it's been around forever, social media site. And it seems like the younger you are, the more apt you are to be someone who tweets and twitters. And for me, I'm an old dog, so it's something that I've had to learn and get used to. And yet, if I want to get a hold of my students, and especially if I want to talk to my 16-year-old, if I tweet him, I'll get a response. If I Facebook or call, maybe I'll get a response. So our hope is to take this new technology and to find a way to leverage it so that we can deepen our digital footprint. So let's take a look at Twitter.
It's official. Twitter is everywhere, and along with your friends, favorite celebrities, and pets, organizations of all sizes are getting involved in a big way. This is Twitter for Business, explained by Commoncraft. These days, Twitter helps people like you stay informed about news, people, and organizations that interest them. When they sign up and follow a Twitter account, those updates or tweets become part of their Twitter stream, which they can track each day. It's these tweets that can create an opportunity for businesses to build connections with followers. It can turn a simple click into a long-term relationship that can inform, educate, and endear. Here's how a few businesses are using Twitter. Zach is a maven of mobile food. His popular lunch truck appears in a new spot in the city every day. He used to show up wherever there was a crowd, but now the crowd comes to him. That's because devoted lunchgoers follow him on Twitter. Now he's able to inform followers about his location and get ready for the rush. But it's not just small businesses. Emmy's customer service department at a Fortune 500 company has been on Twitter for over a year now. While her team is dedicated to posting tweets and responding to customers, she's focused on listening. People mention her product every day on Twitter. Using Twitter search, she can stay on top of what's being said around the world whenever someone mentions her company or products. This instant access to relevant information has become her company's early warning system and a valuable way of engaging and educating customers. For Ragav, though, Twitter is simply a better way to communicate. For years, his nonprofit primarily used mailers and email to alert patrons of projects and campaigns. Now, along with monthly updates, his organization can use daily tweets to build long-term relationships. Their interactions on Twitter endear patrons in a way that other communications can't. For many, Twitter works because people who click follow choose to be involved, and many stay involved over time. And keeping them engaged may mean having conversations, using humor, and sharing interesting links, photos, or videos. But Twitter also comes with some risk. It's easy to post something regrettable. That's why policies that ensure Twitter is used responsibly are important for an organization's reputation. Further, a strategy for Twitter, like any outside communication, can be helpful. Use your account to follow others and share your unique perspective. And don't forget to make it easy for people to find you on Twitter. Soon enough, you'll see why Twitter is everywhere. I'm Lee Lefevre, and this has been Twitter for Business, explained by Commoncraft.
So Twitter, it is everywhere. 3 things Twitter can do to build long-term connections. As we saw, it's a great means, it's a microblog, it's a way to actually keep connected and to inform people. It's a way to educate, it's a great opportunity to endear, and most of all, it's a way to engage your audience. You know, often you hear the phrase, it's not what you know, but who you know. And I think really at the core of that, it's who you meet. And Twitter's a great place to meet and to continue to educate and endear an audience so that you keep them engaged in you or your product or your business for future use. So I want to crawl a little bit deeper into this social media thing, the idea of social media and how you market it and how to use it to help deepen your digital footprint.
These days, people have new powers. Not that kind. I mean on the web. We can create websites and post messages to the world with the click of a button. Blogs, social networking sites, and Twitter all make it easy. But this power comes with new responsibilities, especially when it comes to the workplace. This is Social Media and the Workplace, explained by Commoncraft. Organizations often monitor what is said about them in the media and control every message that comes from the company. But these days, blogs and social networking sites mean that companies can't keep up. The media has become social. New ways to understand and react to what's being said online are now needed. That's why organizations are beginning to encourage employees to understand and be a part of online conversations. Consider this. Chair Hero has made quality chairs for 20 years. Recently, something happened. One of their chair models was defective and people were falling down. Soon enough, blogs, social networking sites, and Twitter were all writing about their defective chairs. Within 2 days, they were overwhelmed. The company started to panic. What could they do? What will work in this new world? At first, they wrote press releases and posted information on their website. It helped a little, but they could see the conversations were happening elsewhere. They felt powerless, like they had lost control. A potential solution to this problem requires a new way of thinking about company communication. These days, customers want more than just another press release. They want to have an honest conversation with someone from the company, often outside the company website. To make these conversations productive and reduce the risks, companies need to have a few things in place. First, official accounts on popular social media sites. Second, a way to monitor what's being said about them, using services like Google Alerts or Twitter Search. Third, guidelines that give employees clear direction. Let's look at how this works. Silas recently went through Chair Heroes training sessions on using social media. It's now a part of his job to identify and respond to people talking about the company online. Before responding to a recent blog post, Silas goes through a quick checklist. He asks himself, does this need a response? In this case, yes, he can offer valuable information. Is he the right person? Yes, he knows the facts. Does he know the culture? Yes, he knows the blog and what's been said there before. So, Silas decides to get involved. Following the guidelines at his company, he introduces himself as a company representative and provides a short disclaimer. He's careful to speak in the first person and focuses on the subject and not the person. His goal is to be personable, respectful, and never angry. In this case, he may just need to provide a link to clear up the issue and an offer to help in the future. Before posting it, he quickly makes sure no confidential information has been shared. The next day, Silas receives a quick thank you and an added benefit. His response will now be seen by others and even appear in search results. Silas was able to take a risky situation and turn it into an informative message without taking the rest of the company's valuable time. He added value and built trust with customers, and that's the main role of employees using social media, whether it's a crisis like a defective chair model, everyday customer support, or just sharing information. The web is too wide for a company to control every communication, but a company can understand the growing influence of social media and create an environment where employees are empowered to participate and build trust with their customers. I'm Lee Lefevre, and this has been Social Media and the Workplace, explained by Commoncraft.
So Twitter is a social media, and one of the great things social media can do for us and our business, if we treat ourselves as a business, is create value and trust. But there are three things that companies must first have in place. The first is official accounts on popular media sites like Facebook and Twitter. We'll also need a way to monitor what's being said. Google Alerts, Twitter, and Hootsuite are all places we can go and actually just listen and try to find out what's happening, who's mentioning us, as well as guidelines to give employees clear directions. A checklist of deciding when to use social media. The first is, does this need a response? Well, yes, if I can offer valuable information. Am I the right person then? Yes, I know the facts. And the last was, do I know the culture? Yes, I know the social media community and what's being said. To know the culture means that you'll need to be a part of Twitter or Facebook and that you've paid attention and listened to how they communicate. So then we need guidelines to follow when using this social media. We've decided that we're the person to respond, that it needs a response, and that I can add value to this and understand the culture. So the first is, and this can be a legal issue as well, is to describe yourself as a company representative. You need to let them know you are officially representing yourself or your company. You should speak in the first person. When we're speaking in social media, even though many people get to see it, only one person is our audience. So speak in the first person. You should focus on the subject, not the person. You should always be personable and respectful. You should never be angry. Social media is not a place to vent, and you should resist using Twitter and Facebook that way. It's not a place to vent and to be angry. There's much better use for it. You should try to provide a link that will create some kind of help or offer help to help in the future. And then lastly, you need to make sure that no confidential information has been shared. As you look over before you hit the send, make sure that you have knowledge, possibly that the rest of the world doesn't have, and make sure that you're not sharing something that you don't want the rest of the world to know. Because when you tweet the world. And you can go back and take back a tweet, but once it's out there, someone may have screenshotted it or kept it in their feed, and it still could be out there. So there are our guidelines. Now, lynda.com is where we're going to go to learn most about Twitter, and throughout this whole 8 weeks, all of our units are going to be using lynda.com. It's a beautiful resource. There are some 7,000 hours of training in lynda.com. One of my favorite sites, one of my favorite online places to go. Sometimes, believe it or not, as geeky as this is, I might just find a subject and decide, let's see what lynda.com teaches about that, and I'll spend maybe 20 minutes or an hour just learning a new program, something I may or may never use again, but I'll go out and take a look just to have exposure to it. Now, when approaching lynda.com, you're going to need to be able to sign in. So as a part of this course, you will have been sent an email. So let's go find that email. You can see here I have one, and it says it's from lynda.com training. So when I click on it, here it is, and it shows that that it's Waldorf College is the class, and that Mark Newcomb, that's me, I'm the instructor. And it tells me down here below that if I copy this code, and so I'll highlight it and copy it. And then if I click on this link below, that it's going to take me out to the site. And that's what I want to do. I want to get out to that site. So I'll click on it. Let's find out if internet's still screaming for me here. Give it a click. Wow, that's quick. It takes me out to lynda.com and asks me to sign in. So the first thing it's asking for is for me to go through and actually click and paste that code. So I'm going to paste the code here that I got from my email. And then I need to put in the email that the code was sent to. This will have to be the same email that you received, email address that you received from lynda.com, if I can type here. So mine was at newcomb@waldorf.edu. So I'm going to hit continue. Let's see where it goes here. I'm going to click, and it takes me out to. It asks me first now, have you ever been, are you new, current, or returning to lynda.com? Now, I've been here before. I'm already a member. So I'm going to choose here that, yes, I'm a member. But chances are this is your first time to lynda.com, and if so, make sure that you choose no here, because it's going to go through and have you create a username and a password. Now, if you have used lynda.com, possibly for other courses or for Waldorf Online, then you've got this opportunity to click yes. I've been there before, so I'm going to click yes. And down below, I'm going to put in my name, my username, and the password that I use already on lynda.com. So I'll put in Newcomb M here, and I'll type in my password. Again, fat fingers. I hope I get this right here. I think that's right. I'll give it a click. Let's find out if I did it right or not. I'll do a continue. It asked me if I want to save my password. I said no. And then it tells me, hey, you've just completed the transaction. Your registration is complete. And then it gives me a little guide down here that shows that my courses, that I'll have a tab that says my courses, and that's where I'll be able to find my course. So there you have it. That's how you sign into lynda.com, and you'll see that your courses are listed then. So let's go out and find out. I'll type in lynda.com here. Let's see if it lets me sign in. So I'll type in lynda.com. If I can type, here we go, lynda.com, hit return, it takes me out. I'm at lynda.com, but I need to come over here to the right-hand top corner, and I'll need to sign in. So I'll go in, and where it says log in, I'll click. And when I do, I have a chance to put my username in. For me, that's Newcomb M. And then I'm going to go down to the password, and I'll click and actually type in my password. And hope I got it right again, and hit log in. Come on. And there it is. I'm signed in, and you can tell because I'm in, and I have a thing called My Courses, and it says Hi Mark. So there are all kinds of courses here. You have access to one called My Classes. We'll go to Classes, and you'll see listed Now for me it's a future class because the class hadn't started yet when I signed in here. I'll click. You may be in future or current, probably current. It says the duration of the course, and here are the modules that I'll get to use inside this course. And you can see that there's one called Social Media Marketing with Facebook and Twitter. That's the one for Unit 1 and 2. So let's get a click on that, and it takes me out to Social Media Marketing. So you can see here I have a table of contents that shows all the beautiful videos that we're going to watch through in this module for Unit 1 and 2. There's an introduction and a welcome. You can see all the chapters here, and they'll be referred to in your assignments. There is a welcome video. You can see that it's 1 minute and 3 seconds. That the big picture is below. I'd say we probably want to start with one here. Let's go ahead and decide we'll click. Oh yeah, I have exercise files here and transcripts and FAQs. Let's look at exercise files. Now, exercise files is one of the best practices. The idea that if there are downloadable files that you can use, you can click here and it will allow you to download the files so that you can play with them. There's also a beautiful thing called transcripts. So if you're an oral learner and you learn best by reading, then here's a place where you can go and actually read word for word the video, all of the speech from the video. It's a transcription of the module. So it's a wonderful thing. I use it in copy-pasting notes occasionally when I'm trying to get through a unit. Though I'm a very visual learner, so transcript sometimes is more of a reference. And then you have this thing called preferences. And to me, this is one that's very important. Normally, it defaults to Flash. Now, I've been here before, so mine's already set to QuickTime Custom. So I encourage you to click QuickTime Custom instead of Flash. It's one of my best practices, I think, when approaching lynda.com. You want to do QuickTime Custom. So we'll go back out to the table of contents. And I'm going to go over and decide to watch one of these puppies. Understanding online marketing, sure, but why not just take the welcome? Let's start at the top. So I'll open up the welcome, and here it is. I've clicked, and here's lynda.com. I've muted the audio here. And it shows me the lynda.com. Notice that I have VCR controls here for pause. I can go to the next video here, or I can pause or go to the previous video. So play and pause like a VCR. Makes it very convenient. You can see a timeline above that shows you where you are in time and space. And I have a beautiful thing here called speed. And for me, as I watch lynda.com videos, I watch them in 2 times speed because they go much faster that way. And I find that I'm able to consume the information. If I get lost, I can simply pause. So I do 2 times speed here, and it helps me get through. So now as I play, it's actually moving much faster. You can see how the seconds are going by really quick now because I'm in 2 times speed. I'll pause that. So notice over here as well, I have a chance to, because I'm in custom QuickTime, I can actually go through and make bookmarks, which is a beautiful thing. And I can turn auto play on and off as well so that it will go just to the next chapter. So if you're watching a number of these modules together, you may want to turn this on and it will just go to the next chapter when it ends one. So this is the playback. This is the unit that we use inside of lynda.com, and something that hopefully that you'll become very familiar with. So these are my best practices then. When I use lynda.com, I think it's very important that you avoid the movie theater approach. Lynda.com is not a place where I find the big comfiest chair and a big bowl of popcorn and I decide that I'm going to sit back and just vicariously enjoy the unit. Instead, what you need to do is really approach it like a lecture or a text, where I'm going to have my notebook and my pen and paper ready to take notes and consume. The way that I do it is I actually make lynda.com a smaller video. Instead of having it full screen, I shrink the video into the corner and I open up a notes app on my screen and I take notes. As lynda.com's going through, I'll actually take notes as I'm watching it. I'll even do screen captures when they're doing buttons or certain keystrokes that are important, then often, or if they do a pull-down menu, then often I'll actually do a screen capture of what lynda.com looked like that and paste it right into my notes and make a notation to help me understand that, oh, if I want to do that, here's the special keystroke that lets that happen. I highly, highly recommend that you use custom QuickTime settings. Remember that custom QuickTime settings will allow you to go at 2 times speed. It also allows you to put in bookmarks. And transcripts. You saw that as in one of your little pull-down menus inside of lynda.com. You can read through the transcripts, and I will copy paste these into my notes as well. As I'm working through and watching lynda.com, and it's like, I remember that part of, I may just go to the transcript instead of watching it over again and copy and highlight some of those notes. And then at the last is exercise files and downloads. So lynda.com, we're going to watch social media marketing chapters 1, 2, and 4, and they deal with Twitter and using social marketing and Twitter from a business point of view. You'll get to see, they'll talk a little bit about how to use your personal profile, but our hope is to really leverage this and say that our digital footprint becomes begins to have more context on a professional side. For Twitter, what I need you to do is to make sure that you create a business Twitter account, that you make 20 tweets. It's like doing a post in Facebook if you're a Facebook poster, but in Twitter we call them tweets. You will need to follow 20 other people on Twitter, and it's as simple as just clicking follow, and it might be people or businesses or organizations. This is what's going to fill your feed. So make sure that you choose things that you'll enjoy seeing each day, because as you hit Twitter, these are the things that will populate your feed. And then this one's going to take some legwork on your part. You need to gain 10 followers. Now this may take some beg and borrowing, but you're going to need people to hit Twitter. They'll have to be a user of Twitter in order to follow you. And you need to get 10 followers. So lynda.com chapters 1, 2, and especially chapters 2 and 4 are going to help you create this account in Twitter, much the way that I did through Flickr. And help you understand what a tweet and an appropriate tweet and how to do follow and followers. So there's your Twitter assignment for Unit 1. And that is Unit 1. I enjoyed taking the time with you and look forward to seeing you again next week.